Hello everybody and welcome back to the final quarter final. That shouldn't have really said final, sorry. The last quarter final of today, where we are going, as you can see on screen, BeastyQT versus Nerchio. And the record is in maps, as you can see, it's not best of threes, best of fives, but in best of threes and best of fives it is very heavily favored towards Nerchio. I mean, the 40 maps that we see BeastyQT's won is like when he lost 2-1 or lost 3-1 or something along those lines. He doesn't hardly win against Nerchio. Currently, Nerchio is on a 12-game win streak in a row.
Against Beastie?
That's pretty nasty. And overall, I mean, the kind of the heftiest stat you can get from, in the last 18 games, Nerchio is 17-1.
Oh, wow.
That's a stat in itself.
That is quite a stat. Now, the question is, will it motivate BeastyQT to play even better than usual? Because he wants to end this streak. Or will he be trembling with fear when facing his almost unbeatable adversary?
It's going to be a rough ride for BeastyQT, man. That's, I think, the one line we can draw here.
Yes.
So it looks like everybody's ready. And we will be jumping into the first map, which is Shakira's Plateau, the ladder version. Best of 3 once again. Loser does pick. And BeastyQT actually says in the chat, because Cass is still there, he says, you know, if I lose, Cass, you have to revenge me. And that's not that good of a mentality to have.
No.
You'd be going in there saying, I'm going to win, and Cass, I'm going to beat you in the final later.
Exactly. The thing is, Cass could only revenge him in the finals.
Yes, after he goes through Grubby, which that may not happen.
Yes, exactly.
So as you guys can hear, the countdown has begun. Quarterfinal number 4, before we go into the semi-finals between Ace and Nerchio, and of course none other than the big man, the beast, BeastyQT, and
The cute beast.
the cute beast. Why would you call him the cute beast?
Because
why
he's
do people call him the cute beast?
Because BeastyQT.
I actually never thought about that. That's almost as bad. Who was it that did the Muslim's name who couldn't work it out? No, Gladiator.
Oh, Gladiator.
Somebody couldn't work that out. I think it was like, was it maybe Rotterdam or Autosis? One of them, I'm not sure. One of them didn't understand it. He was like, I don't get it. Well, glad he ate her. What? Yeah, like, oh, well, at least I didn't know about this one.
Okay,
so.
because it took me a long time until I got BeastyQT too. Like, I mean, like half a year
BeastyQT.
ago, I understood. Like, oh, Beastie. I was like looking at his name, BeastyQT. Man.
I didn't know that until now, so thank you, Dario. And I actually just thought it was like BeastyQT.
Yeah, me too. Like
Q and T.
Right.
Like, I don't know what Q and T means. Like,
But
I don't
I'm
know.
fine with that.
BeastyQT.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Tilo, for educating not only me, but I'm sure a few thousand on the stream as well.
Yes.
So, Nerchio. Nerchio is not really a Mutalisk player, to be honest, Mr. Dario. He is more of a Roachling Infester to Hive player. This
Interesting.
makes... What is interesting?
That drone going out, scouting for proxy gate there.
He knows...
proxy barracks, I mean.
He knows that he's got a kind of mental lead on his opponent.
Yes.
But the second barracks is actually there. But what I was saying is that, you know, that kind of style from Nerchio, it makes pushing so hard, which is what BeastyQT strength really relies in, because he's very well rounded in timings, and his army control is always very good, and his production behind it is also very strong. But now, seeing this, will Nerchio go in and be like, all right, cool, he's got one barracks expansion, or will Nerchio say, all right, where's that second barracks?
Come on, scout the mineral patches.
Let's
Count
follow it.
SCVs. Count SCVs. No, he didn't.
All right, where's the drone going? Ooh, it's not going to see it. The spawning pool, though, was still on a good time. It actually looked like it was on 14. So it looked like 15 hatch, 14 pool. But the problem is that he doesn't have, well, he will have the drone, I guess, but he doesn't have any vision on the hatchery to see if a bunker has been placed or not. And BeastyQT is obviously rallying units down. And I almost got hit by a mule then. I was looking at the barracks there, just got almost hit by a mule. But he does see a marine, but he doesn't know if it's just a single marine, if it's a little bit of pressure, or if it's not. And there are 2 more SCVs coming, Dario.
Oh, he's very smart. He goes down to the bottom watchtower again.
Oh, and now he
gonna spot
knows.
it. He's gonna throw down his spine crawler immediately.
Oh,
Well, as soon actually he spent his money.
Okay, he actually cancelled the queen.
Yes.
So now he's actually queenless. He's sending all his drones down, and he's like, "Ah!" That's the noise that Nerchio makes. And here comes the 3 bunker block, and it's not gonna get down. BeastyQT is denied, and 6 slings are in the way. As long as BeastyQT he doesn't want to fight with 3. I guess 5 is the best number here, really. If he fights with all 5, then he can actually do a lot of damage here.
Yeah, actually, this is not so good for Nerchio at all.
No, look at that.
He lost 1 drone, he lost both links.
His income has dropped down to 80 Dario. That's a very small number, and he's not mining any. He's actually mining, well, okay, so he's mining from 2. And all that BeastyQT has to do right now is expand. If he pushes again with a significant amount, remember there are 2 Marines at a time. Currently, there are 6 in the middle. If he goes with, 7 to 9 again, because they were coming out because of the 1 coming first from the initial barracks, he could do a lot of damage, even though there's a spine there. Nerchio's droning, and it doesn't have queens. Yeah. This is another big fact that he cut out. So BeastyQT is looking very, very good right now, and he's known for having such a good Terran versus Zug.
Yeah. He can follow this up really nicely with a secondary push. Nerchio actually has to throw down 1 more spine crawler. He still doesn't have a queen now.
That's incredible.
So we had 5:55 soon, and still no queens for Nerchio. They're gonna finish in about a minute. He should add a second queen too.
Yeah, I don't even think he should be mining. He's mining gas with 2. I don't even think he should be doing that. He needs to focus on getting these queens out. 1 is in production. The second spine crawl will give him safety.
It will give him safety, but it costs him a lot of economy. Is the drone coming in there?
BeastyQT throws down 2 more barracks, man.
Before gas, he did that.
Yeah, so
which means he will have a strong push.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, Nerchio doesn't have any. He's not gonna have any tech, and then there's just gonna be a ton of Marines.
Yeah, and he basically the way he's gonna have to deal with it, it has to be with banelings, right? But the thing is, he will not have baneling speed, and as long as BeastyQT controls as well as he does, the Nerchio could very well be in trouble here. The double gas has been thrown down, and he actually could even throw, I was going to say double tech labs, straight into stim, straight into combat shield, may even, if he decides to take a 3rd gas actually, because you can actually get combat shield and stim off 1 gas, just not straight away. With a 2nd gas, he may open up with a couple of Marauders, and they could come in there to help buffer against Bailey, because that is kind of the only way to deal with this. Or he could slowly add on the 3rd refinery and start to add on a factory and medivacs, but most definitely will be pushing with pure ground at the moment. Nerchio does have an overlord that can click the gas, I think, and see the count.
Yeah.
I wonder if Nerchio, as we talked about before, is picking up on small things like this and can be like, alright, at 8 minutes, there is 2,344 gas. Usually, if somebody doesn't go double barracks and gets their gas written off faster time, it's less.
Yeah.
But that, that's another question. That's another dynamic. That's another deep question, which Nerchio may not even be doing right now. And that, as you talked about before, is the depth of StarCraft 2.
Yes, everything can be interpreted. Everything you scout, every single information you scout, leads to another question or to more answers.
Exactly. And right now, that's an excellent scout from Nerchio. He sees every single Marine. He has a bailing next building anyway because he does feel threatened. He knows that when a Terran player gets a good advantage like that, they could seal the deal with a good timing. BeastyQT has rolled in very smartly, but Nerchio has to not lose lings right now. The bailing nest is coming, but bailing speed will not be here by the time Stim's combat shield is done.
3rd command center for BeastyQT now. He stays on a low-tech, high-economy
look, he is adding Marauders as well, isn't he? So yeah, high economy, 3rd command center, Marauders as well. What do you think about that?
I think it's a very smart decision to go for some Marauders. They can soak up so much damage. Obviously, Marauders have +1 armor just naturally, which make them very potent against lings, and they don't take extra damage from banelings. If you get concussive shells even, you can slow down banelings, and Marine plus Marauders in such big numbers being faced against pure ling and some banelings.
Yep.
It's hard. You have to get a perfect surround as a Zerg player, and you have to have sufficient numbers too.
And I wonder if he's going to hit this timing well before bailing speed can be done. BeastyQT is a very well developed player, and he knows specifics like this. He also is adding on double gas, and there is that movement right away. He knows exactly what to do, and he's going to hit it amazingly. He is also going for factory, and medivacs will surely follow this up, as well as the engineering bait and upgrades, and even the safety net of turrets versus Mulisks.
Oh my god, he forgot his Marauders. That's gonna screw with his timing a bit.
Oh,
Might
yeah.
give Nerchio those 5 seconds he needs to defend here,
Well,
but it's still gonna be tough.
He's not building bailing speed. He's opting just for slow bailings. He does have okay creep spread, not the best. But let's see how well this is good. BeastyQT has to just micro and split amazingly, and he's going to get fantastic results here. But will he be able to do that? Nerchio is building a lot of lings right now. Nerchio is actually moving in with the bailings, but the bailings don't do enough damage, and there's so many Marines left over here, Tilo.
Yeah.
And Marauders, so that hatchery can just go down.
Yeah, it's gonna go down. Nerchio is gonna be 2 base against 3 base. He has a macro hash in his main, which is nice. His Spire is finishing, but he won't have enough minerals or gas to get a sufficient neutral count to harass in such a matter that he could actually come back from here. Planetary is being added to the 3rd base, very safe by BeastyQT, not even adding an orbital because there's really no need to do so at the moment. And
I mean, the way that BeastyQT is playing, he's playing so composed. He's very slow and methodical about his play, and he knows he's at an advantage, and he knows that he has trouble against Nerchio and does not want to throw it away. And very smartly, Nerchio gets in there just before the Planetary Fortress, will take a bit of damage, but Lings will have to run away, otherwise they will die. And oh no, oopsie daisy, never mind. The Marine and Marauders are there, but if somehow Medivacs can get over there and meet up with the rest of the Marines, these units will get away. And to be honest, Nerchio doesn't want that to happen. He wants to kill everything here.
Yeah, those units have done so much damage. If they even survive, it's gonna be even worse. Mutas are out there now, so they can deny the Medivacs from coming in, maybe. But even if he takes out everything, BeastyQT has a 40 supply lead. He has a base more. His upgrades are going good. Nerchio is adding a 3rd base now at an inconvenient position because it's going to be closer to Terran than the usual 3rd base would be.
Quite heavily, actually.
Oh, well,
he's already supplied, but he doesn't do it. He's going straight for the SCVs, and SCVs are going down, but not that many, actually. Oh, here, there they go. 23 Bailings going down. I mean, Bailings killing all the SCVs, and then we have Mutas in the main as well, and all of a sudden, Nerchio turns the game around a little bit here and is starting to come back. In the meantime, we also see BeastyQT pushing forward with Marauder and Marines, and there's not that much here to defend it, but he should be okay.
He needs to split
oh no,
units.
Beasty!
Doesn't split his units. Kills 2 spines though, and pushes the creep back quite a lot. Nerchio should take his natural queen now. It has a lot of energy. Should just walk to the front, plant down a creep trauma again, but it doesn't look like he's doing that.
Yeah.
I think BeastyQT still looks good. He lost a lot of units. His problem is he doesn't have a triple orbital command, so low SCV count is actually quite critical to him, but this push looks strong.
Indeed it does, and out he comes now, and here it comes, Mr. Tilo, and it's going to hit that. There's a little bit of FPS drop on this PC, but I'm sure it'll be okay very shortly, as you can see. Whoa, but it's not affecting the game, though. That's the most important thing that you can see on your screen. The hatchery does go down, and he's in an awful position right now, and all of a sudden, Tilo, Nerchio not looking that good right now.
No, he's not looking that good at all. I mean, he doesn't even have any upgrades but 1 armor upgrades on his links, and as soon as that double engineering bay, which is going to be thrown down really soon, kicks in, even if Nerchio holds on to this game, as soon as upgrades swing into favor of BeastyQT, it will be even harder to come back. However, we do have Mutas in the main of BeastyQT again, doing quite a lot of damage. He's denying a lot of mining. He's back down to only 50 SCVs, taking some damage there, loses 1 Muta, but overall, still a good job.
Yeah, indeed, and as you can see, the Mutas are still going around, and Taurus need to come down, and I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of ways that Nerchio can win, and let's have a look at his unit count. It's at 64. It's a decent count, but he's only on just now 3 bases. The Lings, though, if he manages to crush an attack of BeastyQT, I think that's the way that Nerchio can win.
Yes. He needs to have a good flank and just take out everything BeastyQT has in a single spike.
Yeah.
BeastyQT really doesn't have that many tanks. He's going to be at 5 tanks.
Does he have a second factory down? It's actually kind of hard for me to move in this FPS lag. He doesn't have a second.
I have no idea.
I don't know. We'll look at it after, though. We'll after this game. I mean, it's not affecting the game, like I said. So after this one, we will sort it out. So sorry for the inconvenience of if you can notice it on the stream, which I'm sure you can. It will be sorted out. A drop is down in the bottom right. Does get picked up, but he's going to be able to max. Oh, nice split there by BeastyQT, actually.
Actually out a lot of banelings, even a Muta.
Maybe a couple of Muta. 1, 2,
Mutas.
3. Oh, you got a third as well.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Awesome play there by BeastyQT, which, to be honest, should have just been cleaned up with Banelings, but he managed to kill the Banelings and 3 meters.
Yeah.
Excellent. Meanwhile, his push is starting to develop now, 2-2 and +1. I wonder if he'll wait for all these upgrades. Oh, I guess not. The answer is no, because he is pushing now, and so, at the same time, so is Nerchio. Nerchio does not have good pre-spread.
There's no Banelings in this
I know,
army.
that's like really bad. And where are the Banelings? Let's have a look at the unit tab
Yeah,
right now.
he does
That is
not
one
have
thing.
any Banelings.
That's one thing that doesn't lag is the unit tab, and now they are being morphed. Only 3. The gas count is so low, Tilo, because he's been on 2 bases the majority of this game. And to be honest, with 3 Banelings, 7 Banelings being morphed, it's not enough. Even if BeastyQT is on 1 factory and only just now getting his second, the tank count becomes less irrelevant than it should do.
Yeah, even if BeastyQT just A moves into this. Oh my god, 2 meters go down.
Oh man, this push, man. Nerchio's getting ready. He knows he has to get ready. He's going in, but as long as BeastyQT splits and doesn't take major damage from Banelings, he should be okay. But this army is lagging. But now the Marines actually... How many Marines are actually left here? There's enough. That's the answer there. There's enough.
And there's a lot of reinforcement at the third base of BeastyQT again. He's going for a drop to the main.
Yeah.
Which I don't agree with entirely. I mean, it's always good shopping, but I think he could just finish it here right away if he just keeps some pressure on, to the front line. And BeastyQT needs to be a little bit careful because he's gonna run low on minerals.
Yeah, he's also, you know, that he lost a decent sized chunk of his army too. And now this next wave is smaller, and it's getting easier and easier for Nerchio to deal with these little pushes as long as BeastyQT stays on 3 base.
Oh my god,
he's going in before upgrade, he's
crushed.
unsieged!
This push is gonna get crushed. Nerchio is coming back into this game. BeastyQT making a number of decisions that weren't executed perfectly. However, we do have a drop in the main.
Oh, the drop in the main is doing a little bit of damage there as I get in, and he's going to be able to pick up Jones, potentially the what am I on about? The spawning pool as well. Big tongue twister there. The queen is going down, but he's not focusing on that spawning pool, so this actually may not even go down here.
No, he might get a meter or 2.
Oh no.
Oh,
that's pretty smart. Okay,
yeah.
Good decision there to just drop down a single marine at a time, waste the Banelings, but BeastyQT went in with that last push, unsieged, unupgraded, 2-2 and +1 for the vehicles was about to finish.
Yeah.
And it didn't hit.
That was the problem that he actually went for the drop. If he has 8 Marines more, that push is much more powerful. So
Yeah.
You can't get too thin numbers in TDC because you're just gonna get crushed and it's gonna be coast efficient for Zerg. And if anything you want in this game, it is Zerg to be coast efficient in battles.
And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 3 meters go down. It's a decent trade for some drones as well, but Nerchio's scouting the 4th base, expecting it to be there. It's 22 minutes in the game. It's incredibly late for a 4th base. And Nerchio's like, well, I'm actually in a really good position now. Because I've taken the map, I've had breathing space to get to my 70 drones, and now I'm going to have a good gas income to start upgrading well, to start teching up well. And all of a sudden, BeastyQT has dropped the ball, and all of a sudden BeastyQT's on a level, I mean, not even level anymore. I think he's actually behind in this game.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's only 57 SCVs. He never really remade those SCVs either.
And it all came down to that, that single Baneling run-in.
Yeah.
He wasn't prepared for it. He was okay prepared for Mulus, but just not the Banelings. And all of a sudden, oh my god, is Nerchio actually going to go in here? He's got a lot of Banelings morph. Oh my god, he can actually do so much damage to the economic line right now, but smart little Beastie does pull out.
A little bit of a drop gets picked up too.
Thanks for pinging it, mate, and I got it just in time once again. Meanwhile, let's have a look at the production tab. 10 more drones have been made, so that's going to tip him up to 77 now. Is the infestation pit actually down? I don't think it is. I haven't seen it on any of these bases. I don't think it's there. So he's actually content with just finishing BeastyQT right now. He knows that he has the potential to kill BeastyQT. He's down, he's low in medivacs, he's low in, well, he's not too low in tanks, but low in marines for sure.
Oh, this is a mistake by Nerchio though.
Splitting indecision, going for the planetary fortress, then back down to the tanks, then back to the planetary fortress. I guess if he takes it down...
Oh yeah, he's gonna get it, but still, he lost a lot of units here. If anything...
Yeah. And now, imagine a counterattack right now.
Yeah, 66 marines, 10 tanks, and only 22 links. He needs to go now though. And Nerchio is trying to save a little bit of time.
Yeah, I mean, let's have a look right now. Banelings are being morphed. 3-3's on the way. Mulus harassing another drop into the main by looks of it, actually. Extractor, always good to get the extractor, but he doesn't do it, never mind. That was funny, but I'm not funny. Anyway, the medivac is going to get picked off now, and BeastyQT is spread out very nicely. any form of push will never work for Nerchio.
The problem of Nerchio, the only problem he has right now is he needs to get to Hive.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Mutaling Bane is good, but 3-3 upgrades are coming.
Yeah, it's good mid-game, right?
Yeah.
But late game it gets bad.
Yeah, because you're going to have 2-2 upgrades against 3-3 Marines, and we know what 3-3 Marines are capable of doing.
TLO has experience on both sides of that fence.
Yes.
He knows they are good. BeastyQT is trying to get the 4th base up, but to be honest, 25 minutes, that should be the 5th base timing, really.
Yes.
But, you know, he has been slowed down a lot. Mulus in again and could potentially force a cancel here. Where are the Stim Marines? It's lagging, so I can't see them coming, but there they do come in and do manage to just keep hold of that command center. But now the Mulus are, they're actually 0-0 upgraded.
Oh,
but
that's weird.
I know, he's still picking off so much and doing so much damage with them without the lack of upgrades, but Burrow is on the way. We may see some board Banelings as well to just mess around with BeastyQT. There is another drop to the 4th base as well, and it's not really done anything because he did pull the drones. He's not really going to be able to get that hatch, I don't think, as Banelings do come in.
Oh,
he picks up.
That command center actually got cancelled at the 4th base.
Oh no, TLO. That may actually just force a 3-3 push.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's 26 minutes now, and he still hasn't got that 4th base. He may just go for it now. Trying to sit back and get it up and running again may be a little bit too difficult. He's going to have to take the harder option now and go for this push.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And, oh my god, look at all these oh my god, so many Banelings. He's just going to launch himself. Nerchio, you are a pest for BeastyQT right now because he...
Oh my god, he's gonna burrow Banelings. This
Yeah.
is not gonna be pretty... Look at all those Marines. This is gonna be fun.
Oh, Tilo, and I'm lagging, so this is going to be ultra fun because it's
Oh
just going
my
to be like
God.
death. Oh, he
Oh,
scans. Oh my
scans.
god, he actually scans! BeastyQT. Wow. Incredible. I wonder if we saw that. I mean, I'd actually love to see the replay, and what an amazing split as well. Pulls down in 3 separate locations right at the correct time, and all of a sudden Nerchio was on the back foot.
Actually,
invested a lot, I think.
BeastyQT has opportunity here.
Yeah, I mean, look at the tank count. It's only Banelings and Mutas. Mutas and Lings are useless against these Marines. It's all about the Banelings. Here are the tanks. They're sieging up. Will he be able to get the tank sieges onto these Banelings, or will Nerchio be able to run through? And here he goes, TLO. That's a pretty decent ball, but Marines are surviving.
Nice
And he splits really well, and the Banelings are almost completed, and they do manage it. BeastyQT manages to hold through, and he goes through again. It looks like he's not dropping at the same time. He's all focused on this one push through the middle.
His problem is he has to finish the game with this push, so Nerchio just needs to save some time. Even if he loses a base, he's still gonna be fine. Banelings are rolling in again, not from the best angle really. He can pick up those Marines even.
But the Marines are so low, and BeastyQT manages to struggle to hold one more push again. But remember that he's been so held back in his economy. Look at the gas income or the gas saved compared to the minerals. And oh dear, I think TLO, the Nerchio wave after wave is starting to hold this off right now. But BeastyQT does manage to get that base up.
Yeah.
That is good. He needs
But
to
he didn't
invest.
even kill the hatchery, that's the problem.
Yeah.
He didn't even kill this hatchery, so Nerchio is still on 3 bases.
And all he's
against
lost was
one
units,
base.
not economy.
Yeah. 3
He's
bases against
still
1
on.
base.
I mean, like you said, it's getting more difficult for Nerchio because he's still on the mid-game composition. He hasn't gone late. He hasn't got the infestation pit. But right now, BeastyQT is still in an okay position to hold as long as he sieges up and spreads well. He's got a decent amount of medivacs. There aren't that many Banelings, and he is at 3-3 Marines. So as long as he can establish this 4th base, which by the looks of it looks like the natural CC has been lifted and sent to the north, and he will be able to saturate both bases, and that it will give him the mineral income to start to get these Marines more than 8 at a time, because he cannot afford any more at this moment. But Nerchio very smartly is going to harass this top base because he wants to prevent that from happening.
BeastyQT needs to repair here. Reacts just quick enough to repair that turret.
0-0 mutas, man. They don't get that turret down fast enough, so actually help BeastyQT a bit there, the lack of upgrades, but still harassing a little bit around. I mean, imagine if these mutas were at 1 or 2.
They don't even do damage.
I know, these SCVs are just like +3 armor. But these Marines are picking off a few mutas now, and it's still close, and the only reason it's close is because he's neglecting the hive and the infestation pit. That's the only reason BeastyQT is still in this game, because Nerchio doesn't want to build an infestation pit and is instead building more Banelings.
This is a lot of units here now. I mean, Nerchio doesn't really have good creep spread anymore.
Yes.
So Banelings off creep aren't that good against Marine tank, really,
Yeah.
unless you get a really good flank with a ton of units up.
And he's
He has
established
100 circlings, but the problem is 2 links. Oh, it's even only 2 1-links.
2-1. I thought they were 2-2 as well, but Mutas from behind looking for tanks, and in goes Nerchio. But everything is sieged out. The tanks are hitting down. The Marines are spreading as well. Are there enough banelings here, Tilo, to get rid of all these Marines?
We will see. It looks like that he gets rid of a majority of them, but it was still a good trade for...
Especially with getting these
BeastyQT.
bases up, mate. It's getting these bases up and building another one. He's starting to get into the late game where Terran is so comfortable because they can hold the center of the map. If he can get to the Zelnoga towers and siege up in a good position with a good amount of units and hold that position, BeastyQT can still pull this around for sure. But meanwhile, Mulis are coming in to harass, but there's too many turrets. He will slow down the new command center from B-Build. At the same time, BeastyQT goes through the middle and kills a handful of links here. And the army supply is now in favor of BeastyQT. These Mulis basically don't even count as army supply because in the end fight, they will do nothing with these upgrades. So BeastyQT is in a great position right now. He's moving through the map. If he can establish and hold a choke position with the Zelnoga towers, man, it's getting tough for Nerchio, and in he goes once again.
Engage here. I think this is a mistake again. He can't go off creep with banelings like that. They're just not very effective. Well, in this case, actually, they turned out to be quite okay. But
the mutas are being unlocked onto the medivacs and tanks, but all of a sudden, BeastyQT, the army is swung again in favor of Nerchio. Well, actually, it's just about in favor of BeastyQT, but we spoke about how Mule is basically useless in the overall fight. But once again, another clash, and this is turning out to be such... I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a tug of war game.
yes, absolutely.
And they're both slapping mud in their faces, and they keep falling and getting back up and falling and getting back up again.
BeastyQT actually missed an opportunity. If he would have pushed with his reinforcements, Nerchio had a point where he only had 5 mutas and like 10 links. However, now Nerchio has replenished his army. He got some banelings. He got a decent amount of mutas, which are still quite useless against Marines, to be frank. But I think in the long run, Nerchio is still ahead in this game. He finally has an infestation pit.
And he finally actually decides to do something about this orbital command at the north, but it will get cleaned up. And I love the decision from BeastyQT. You maybe can back me up here to gas sink all the gas that he had. And he banked up a lot, right, for a very long time. He's building Ravens and this Seeker missile. I think that's so smart because the gas sink of Terran is always Ravens, but you can't really use Ravens. Like, there's no really situation you can use them efficiently. And the more you get, the stronger they become. And the reason for that is obviously because of all the point defense drones, the auto turrets, the Seeker missiles. There's just so much option for them the more energy they have. And I think that's a great decision considering the amount of gas that he had saved up because of the lack of minerals that Nerchio kept him away from.
BeastyQT is actually really high on energy. He has 200 on his orbital at his new natural. And
I don't know. What do you think? Would you use the mules and saturate this base like that because you've got so many SCVs?
Well, I mean, his north
he's actually
really bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad because he could put SCVs to the north.
Absolutely. But look at this. He's got this base. Planetary Fortress and turrets. Nerchio, if he stays, like we said, on this mid-game kind of play, he will lose this game. Now, he will definitely lose the game.
He's finally getting infestors.
Yeah, he's got infestors coming out. He has to go over there, and he has to think about a hide. But, the Mule is picking off a couple of tanks that are very smart and nice control with...
Oh my god, is he gonna... Oh my god, he's wasting all his Ravens.
Oh, excellent Seeker missile. That does so much damage, and the second one won't do anything because it's the slowest. Look at that. It's so
slow.
Imagine like Radiate, but then like Radiate is like following you slow.
Oh, I've never seen it actually drop down like that.
Anyway, back to what we were talking about. He's pushing through now. 3 Ravens. He took a bit of too much damage on the Raven. May even lost one there actually, but this push is strong. There is a decent flank though set up, and he's going to come in from multiple angles very, very shortly, and that is the way to beat the Terran ball. You have to come in at multiple angles. If you go straight on, you will just die because the Marines at the front. You have to come behind where the tanks are unprotected.
Another Seeker missile is ready, and 2 more... It takes like 20 more seconds, and then
what are you targeting with the Seeker missile? The mutas or the banelings?
Both. Like.
Okay. Okay.
Good answer, right?
Yeah, that's an awesome answer. All right, so that was what an answer. That was like straight split answer, and in comes the banelings from the south. And can BeastyQT hold his position? I think it's an amazing position he's in. Fungal growth is doing damage, but not enough. There's not enough fungal growth, and Seeker missiles going off, and the Marines survive. The medivacs have no energy. Jesus, he needs medivacs. Somebody call something because he needs medivacs. He has 3. That's not enough, and they don't have any energy. So if he stims again, he's literally going to die to a fungal. So.
Oh my god, those
Oh!
huge fungal taking down a dozen of Marines.
But he's got the economy now. Look, he's at 165 supply. He's got 9 Marines still at a time. Where the extra barracks? He doesn't have the extra barracks. He needs more barracks.
Yeah, but
Barracks!
that hatchery only has 300 hit points too. It's gonna be taken out immediately. We do have 2 more Hunter Seeker missiles too. Probably gonna. Yeah, well, actually, look at Nerchio's army. There's
Oh
none.
man, this is
See?
so good for Nerd. Oh my god, BeastyQT! He wins. Oh my god.
This was the most forth and back and forth game I've ever seen.
TLO.
Look at the minerals.
I'm just gonna go into the game and have a look real fast at that.
Nerchio mined 15k more minerals. Well, or like
Wow.
resources in total.
BeastyQT. If you weren't a fan, you are now. BeastyQT, what an epic game. Guys, we're going to go to a commercial break before we get into the next one. We're also going to fix the FPS drop and the frame rate drop and whatever. But we'll fix that very, very short and we'll be back. We'll game number 2 of these amazing, amazing players. And what a game, what an awesome treat that was. So we'll be right back.